Amazing places to see in your trip to New York City. There's a reason why there are so many songs written about the city that never sleeps. New York is the concrete jungle where dreams are made of. New York is like any great love, keeps you guessing like any real love, it's ever changing. If you're planning to visit New York for a day, a weekend, or even a month, here are amazing places to see in your trip. Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island. Because nothing symbolizes America more than Statue of Liberty. It was a gift from the French people to the American people in 1886. This neoclassical copper statue is towering proudly in Liberty Island, in New York Harbor. Tourists flock into the island to catch a glimpse of this historic statue. A guided tour to the Statue of Liberty National Monument and Ellis Island is the most popular activity for tourists. If you've got a day, take the time to explore the Liberty Island groups that offer view to the New York City Harbor. Before heading up to the pedestal of the statue that leads to the museum and observation deck, the view will give a postcard-perfect feel. Then we have the Empire State Building. Would you like to climb up to the most photographed building in the world? If yes, you can do so on your visit to New York. The Empire State Building is not only historic, it is also a beautiful piece of architecture. A lot of cool things happened here. These have been featured in a lot of films, have been a subject of famous hits, and has been photographed the most among all the other buildings all over the world. And Times Square. People from New York say that only visit Times Square if it's absolutely necessary. They avoid this area as much as possible because this is one of the most famous places in New York City from movies, which mean that the place is bustling with tourists and movie fantasies on a daily basis. So, how is the people in New York? First, let's agree that the New Yorkers are not rude. It's kinda rude to even generalize like this, essentially when the city is one of the most largest cities in the world. Well then, why don't New Yorkers always seem to come off as rude? That's more acceptable, so the New Yorkers don't think ourselves rude, but they do come off this way. Apparently, though that spectacles accent might be hard to come by these days, seems to not have anything to do with it. Anyways, what does play the supporting role is the speech patterns of the most New Yorkers. Essentially, those native to the city or those that lived there so many years. These New Yorkers usually have high energy from speaking. First of all, with a louder average volume that increases using hand gestures. It can be akin to hearing two Italians passionately arguing, if you aren't familiar with the language. And to the final, the weather. More generally, spring in New York City brings budding flowers, light winds, and rain, with the session temperatures ranging from cool to very warm. Summer is characterized by bright sunny, hot days and a lot of sunsets, sometimes accompanied by cool breezes in areas near to the water. The fall season is chilly and crisp, so it's wise to wear layers. The winter months are cold and snowy, with less daylight, though the sky is often sunny and clear. Below is a chart with average temperatures and rainfall by month.